Freedom. It's a word we hear often, but what does it truly mean? Throughout history, it has been the spark that ignites revolutions, the heartbeat of every movement for justice, and the foundation upon which societies are built. But freedom is not a gift. It is earned, fought for, and sometimes tragically lost. Thousands of years ago, freedom was a rare commodity. Empires rose and fell. Kingdoms were built on the backs of those who had no say in their fate. Slavery, oppression, and fear were the chains that bound many, but there were always those who dared to dream of a different world. Take, for example, the story of the American Revolution. In 1776, a group of colonies in the Americas decided they would no longer live under the tyranny of a distant king. They stood together, divided by backgrounds, united by a single cause, freedom. They faced an enormous empire, and yet, against all odds, they won their independence. But the story of freedom didn't end there. All around the world, people have risen against tyranny. From the abolition of slavery, to the fight for women's rights, to the civil rights movements that have shaken the foundations of countries, every step toward freedom is a step toward human dignity. Consider the courageous souls who stood up against apartheid in South Africa, like Nelson Mandela, whose 27 years in prison were a testament to the unbreakable desire for freedom. Or the peaceful protests in Eastern Europe that toppled communist regimes, proving that even the mightiest walls could not contain the yearning for liberty. Freedom is not a destination, it's a journey, one that never truly ends. For every right won, there's always another battle to fight. The struggle continues today, across the globe and even within our own borders. From the fight for LGBTQ+ rights, to the push for social justice, to the ongoing work for equality and fair representation, the quest for freedom is alive and well. But the price of freedom is vigilance. It is up to each of us to protect the freedoms we've gained, and to ensure that no one is left behind in the fight for a more just and equal world. Freedom is not simply the absence of chains. It is the presence of opportunity, the right to choose, and the ability to live without fear of oppression. It is not something to be taken for granted. As we stand on the shoulders of those who fought for our freedom, it's our duty to honor their legacy and continue the work they began. Because freedom is not just a word, it's a way of life. Thank you for watching. If you believe in freedom, share this story and keep the conversation going.